is a lamp unto my feet, and a light unto my path. Thy word is a lamp unto my feet, and a light unto my path.
A reading from the letter to the Hebrews, chapter 2, verse 5 to 12. It was not to the angels that God subjected the world to come, of which we are speaking. Instead, someone has testified somewhere. What is man that you are mindful of him, or the Son of Man that you care for him? You made him for a little while lower than the angels. You crowned him with glory and honor, subjecting all things under his feet. In subjecting all things to him, he left nothing not subject to him. Yet, at present, we do not see all things subject to him. But we do see Jesus crowned with glory and honor, because he suffered death. He who, for a little while, was made lower than the angels, that, by the grace of God, he might taste death for everyone. For it is fitting that he, for whom and through whom all things exist, in bringing many children to glory, should make the leader to their salvation perfect through suffering. He who consecrates and those who are being consecrated all have one origin. Therefore, he is not ashamed to call them brothers, saying, I will proclaim your name to my brethren. In the midst of the assembly, I will praise you. The word of the Lord.
A reading from the Holy Gospel of St. Mark, chapter 1, verses 21 to 28. Jesus came to Capernaum with his followers, and on the Sabbath he entered the synagogue and taught. The people were astonished at his teaching, for he taught them as one having authority and not as the scribes. In their synagogue was a man with an unclean spirit. He cried out, What have you to do with us, Jesus of Nazareth? Have you come to destroy us? I know who you are, the Holy One of God. Jesus rebuked him and said, Quiet, come out of him. The unclean spirit convulsed him, and with a loud cry came out of him. All were amazed and asked one another, What is this? A new teaching with authority? He commands even the unclean spirits, and they obey him. His fame spread everywhere throughout the whole region of Galilee. This is the gospel of the Lord.
My dear brothers and sisters in Christ, my dear children and my dear young people, today, Tuesday, 10th of January, 2023, we are in the first week of the ordinary time of the liturgy of the Church. The Gospel given to us is from Mark chapter 1, verses 21b, the second part, up to verse 28. Now we see Jesus is in the synagogue in Capernaum, most probably in front of the house of St. Peter in Capernaum. Now Jesus is there on a Sabbath day, and he teaches. Now Jesus teaches in the synagogue, a synagogue which is reserved only for the Jewish teachers to teach, especially the Old Testament. Naturally, Jesus is there to teach them on God in the Old Testament. Now, on the Sabbath, the people remain amazed at the teaching because Jesus teaches differently, different from other teachers of the community of his time. His teaching carries weight. His teaching has authority. His teaching has power, the power to transform, the power to heal, the power to change. And that is what we see afterwards in the gospel. The presence of a possessed man coming into the synagogue. Now this man is led by the evil power. Evil power, the Satan knows who Jesus is even before we as human beings and Christians would know who Jesus is. Now, this encounter, the dialogue between Jesus and the possessed man inside the synagogue, in the presence of the people who remain amazed at his teaching because of the teaching with power and authority. Now, Jesus reveals to the authority of the community, the Jewish leaders, that he is there not only, and he's the healer. He's able to heal the people, cast out evil powers, that he is the Lord, and he has the authority, the power, even above and over the evil powers in this world. Therefore, in all our times of difficulties, let us never look back. Let us go to him, because his word is power, his word is life, and his word is powerful, even to heal us from all kinds of difficulties that we may have.